Hi, my name is Gunita Singh, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about tears. So, when I was younger and I would cry, my mom had this really sweet way of responding. She'd either bring like a small bowl from the kitchen, or she would just gently put her hand under my cheek and act like she was collecting my tears. She would say, "Oh my goodness, these are so precious. They're more precious than diamonds, and I don't want to waste them." And that simple gesture really stayed with me. It was such a sweet little thing that she did with me that just made me feel so special. Lately, I've been thinking a lot about tears and how precious they truly are. And I think about my clients, many of whom have had to shut down their tears because they went unseen for such a long time. I think about the tears that we've shed, as people, over people or situations that have hurt us. I think about the tears that I see my clients fight back when they're saying, I can't keep crying about this. The truth is, I really wish all of our tears and pain was seen. But when you grow up in families that are overwhelmed with caregivers who are emotionally unavailable or shut down, we often learn to dismiss our own pain. We really start believing, what's the point? But what if we started seeing our tears differently? What if we spent this precious resource of our tears on ourselves? On the one person that's most deserving of our care and compassion. I wonder how many painful situations we could move through or avoid really altogether if we allowed ourselves to process emotions instead of holding them in, waiting for someone else to notice them and notice us. Because the most important person who needs to see your tears is you. In both my work and my personal life, I've seen that the deepest pain often comes from not acknowledging our own hurt. Of course, it takes a lot of safety for tears to flow. That's why I always encourage my clients and really anyone I meet in working with someone, working with a therapist you genuinely connect with, and someone who can hold space for that vulnerable part of you. And just as a reminder, even if you trust your therapist intellectually, your nervous system might take longer to feel safe, and that's okay. It's okay to give yourself and your nervous system time. Your tears are wasted in some situations where someone is consistently causing pain, whether they know it or not, and make no effort to change it when you tell them of the impact their actions are having on you. This is also true when you can't share with someone the impact of their actions because they've created a lack of safety in the relationship. When your or someone else's behavior repeatedly brings harm, fosters shame, or leaves you questioning your own worth, those tears become a part of a painful cycle rather than a path to healing. But not all tears are the same, of course. Some tears are meant to be spent. Tears that come from grief, with the acknowledgement of your pain, with finally letting yourself feel what you've been holding in. Tears that fall during sad songs or movies that unexpectedly touch a part of you that's been hard to access. Tears that come with deep joy, gratitude, and connection. Those are not wasted. Those are the kinds of tears that move us and move something inside of us that makes space for healing, for meaning, and for release. When we allow ourselves to feel our pain, our body doesn't have to carry the weight of the silence. Think of it this way. I know this is a little gross, but this is how I kind of explain it. What happens when you hold in your pee? It's not just for a couple of minutes. I mean, what happens when you hold in your pee for a long time? Your body starts to tense up, it cramps, and eventually it can cause harm. Also, you will never get mad at yourself for needing to pee over and over again. Tears are no different. They're meant to flow. Holding them back can be more exhausting than letting them out. When you cry in the presence of someone you truly trust and who truly sees you, or even in just your own presence without the judgment for your sadness, your pain, or your tears, it opens up something in your body. There's space to breathe, there's space to feel, there's space to move forward. You're no longer filtering the world through your pain because you've allowed that pain to move through. When we allow pain to move through us, something shifts. We begin to make different choices, not just about how we care for ourselves, but also who we allow into our emotional world. We start choosing to be around people who don't take our tears for granted. People who don't mock us or belittle us for our feelings, but instead respond with presence, care, and thoughtfulness. People who understand that our tears are not weakness, but something super sacred. And from the understanding that our tears are sacred, they treat our tears and us accordingly. Because our tears are precious and they should never be wasted. So if tears come, let them. And if they don't, that's okay too. In the meantime, even just imagine what it would be like to let them flow, and that can be a powerful start. I hope this helps. I hope you have a good day. You take care. Bye.